I thought the Super Bowl could have been better. Kendrick had an opportunity to send a real message, and he kind of dropped the ball on that.
Is he serious?
Did somebody not get the message?
I still wouldn't have done Not Like Us if I was Kendrick. And, you know, Kendrick is bigger than Not Like Us.
Shut up, man.
And I wish Kendrick would have started it off with Blacker the Berry.
I don't think he gets it.
How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy You Just Got Juice, and we're back at it again with another video. I've been seeing a lot of these comments focus on the Kendrick Lamar aspect of the Super Bowl, and I'm starting to wonder, did people not see the interview that he did with Apple right before leading up to the Super Bowl? So for a lot of people that probably wasn't aware, he gave an interview discussing the Super Bowl performance and where he was going to go with that. And I'm going to let y'all hear what he had to say first, and then y'all can understand why he did what he did. Alright, so without being said, let's start this video.
Work for the past 15 years, like Ebro said, going all the way back to projects like Overly Dedicated. And so seeing you perform with Dr. Dre at the halftime show 3 years ago, we already felt like that was the most hip-hop beautiful halftime show ever. And now for you to come back and be the first solo hip hop artist to headline, how does it feel being the artist to hit that milestone?
And see, y'all gotta remember, he gave us the hits that we wanted back in 2022. And then you gotta realize he's coming back to come back to the Super Bowl 2 years later and headline by yourself. Come on, bro. Like he gave us he played the role he was supposed to play the Super Bowl when he came and he was a guest. So that's one factor I want y'all to pay attention to.
And you know, just your thoughts on what that means about hip hop's progression and impact over the years.
But that shit, it made me think about like the grind of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see like the story before the glory, man. And that shit is like shuffling out your mixtapes and, you know, going to neighborhoods and parties and performing there, hole in the wall spots. It reminds me of the essence and the core response of rap and hip hop and how far it can go. So for me, that should mean everything because it puts the culture on the forefront where it needs to be and not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage is like everything that I've worked for and everything that I believe in as far as the culture. Like I live and die by it. This shit done changed my whole family life, so I don't take it for granted at all as far as the art form, you know?
And see, so a little bit of what he's saying is he don't care, but he never cared about the fancy beats or the tunes. All he cared about was just rapping. Just rapping.
You know, we've been following your journey for about 15 years, and you have been so consistent in the messaging and the focus, like you said, and you've always moved with integrity. So in a lot of ways, I feel like we thought we knew exactly who you were as an artist in a positive way. And then last year, it felt like you unlocked a whole new dimension for us. But that person, like you said, was always in there. But I'm wondering, do you still surprise yourself sometimes? Did you surprise yourself last year, or was it just us, the fans, with our jaws on the floor, just stunned?
That's a good question. Surprise myself? Nah, I don't think I surprised myself because this for me and for my partners that's been around me since 2005, 2006, like my brothers, they know my personality. They know my capabilities, even when it wasn't presented to the public at first, right? So this is just like a revolving door of what I've been doing in Carson Studios, at the Homie Garage, or my brothers at TDE, or just anybody around the city of Compton in LA. It's just magnified to the level where I've progressed it and did enough hours to know, okay, I know where to place it now. I know how to make it connect with people. That's great. Go back even further, man. Speaking on that energy, like it's my cousins was like DJ Quick, and Dre, these folks that my people was playing. So I always had that DNA, and you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City. But I wanted to tell my story first, right? And fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was an energy that was bubbling inside of me as well. I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap, just all raps and hard-ass beats. And that's like the basics for me. I thought about, damn, what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right? And it was a great transition from Mr. Morale because that was my most intimate. I wanted to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. So during this time around, I think it was necessary of coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay, I arrived now. I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar. For me first, I'm not even bullshitting with you. It's like, when people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this is more than just something that came 50 years ago. They forget that it's even been here 50 years, right? And like kind of like belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps, from awards to the billboards, all that, because this is truly just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre. So that's what I think about, and I feel accomplished being able to do that. Whether somebody else comes.
This is your first time with the channel. Welcome. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, currently sitting at 181 as of today. Thanks for all the support to my other followers that have been coming back and just showing me some love. With that being said, let's get into the video, and yeah.
What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. I think I've always been very open about storytelling through all my catalog and my history of music, and I've always had a passion about bringing that on whatever stage I'm on. Whether it's a war tour or whether it's 500 people at Key Club. I've always had a form of that, so I like to be on that sense of make people listen, but also see and think a little.
I think this is going to be one of those performances where people are going to be digging up Easter eggs for
That's the Kendrick
years
thing,
to come, right?
Even when it's not an Easter egg, people gonna make one up, right, Ken? Hey, this is
coming up to New Orleans with this LA energy. How did you guys approach the show and trying to figure out how to pay tribute to the classics in your catalog with this new music in like a 13-minute set list?
Yeah, it's wild. Mr. Morale is like an hour and 30-minute tour, so it's like you gotta smack the shit down all the way to 13 minutes. It's kind of wild and it's interesting because it lets you know kind of where you at and your perspective on how you think about catalog and the music. For me, I love being present. I love being present, man. It's my favorite. It's very hard for me to live in the past. It's very hard. I respect the past wholeheartedly, but being in the now and being just locked into how I feel and the energy I have now, that's the LA energy for me. That's something that I want to carry over to New Orleans and for the world to see. This is me, this is Kendrick Lamar, 37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey though, you know? And I want that energy to, you know, ooze out into the televisions and to the people that's in that building.
The game was over when he dropped the song, but he got paid to do a performance for the Super Bowl, and that's part of his catalog now. So if you like it or not, he's going to be performing that song for years and years down the line. It's not that it's past Drake now. It's like but don't Jay-Z still sing like fucking Renegade and at the other joint he made for Nas and shit, and like I'm pretty sure Nas still rap Illmatic and shit. So again, it's part of their catalog now. It's not, you know, like, yeah, it's part of the beef, but you know, it's Charlamagne is tripping on this one.
He's going to re-throw the shots he's already thrown, and I'm sure he's going to pull some rabbits out of hats. Serena popping up and doing the crip walk was like, that was where everybody was like, what's the big surprise he has?
If I was Serena's husband, I'd have pinched him. If I was Serena's white husband, I would have said, look here, why are you out here crip walking over your ex? We are married with kids. This has nothing to do with.
Because he probably did something wrong to her, and she fought the culture. And also, when she got criticized for crip walking, like when she was at the Wimbledon. So you know, it's a lot of reasons behind it. And also, she just wanted to get out the house and have some fun
with you. Okay,
baby, she laced up them sneaks.
You still got feelings or something? Like, you know, you like is there like a door still open? You need closure? Why you need to be out here crip walking?
The girls was going off. Go off, Serena.
Jesus. Now, see, I think he had to do the song. I mean, it was the biggest hit of his career. He just won 5 Grammys. Every sports team uses that. The Olympics used it. It's one of the most popular catchphrases in the last 2 years. I think he had to do that song.
I don't think he had to do it.
That was his biggest song of his career.
That's what bothers me when y'all say he had to do it. This is Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick has one of the most stellar solo.
And again, he wanted to stay in the moment and bring the energy, the West Coast energy, to the Super Bowl. So why not do that song?
Catalogs of any artist ever.
That's facts.
Period. I mean,
right?
He's one of the most critically acclaimed artists ever. He won a Pulitzer Prize. He is not like us. Not like us is a moment in time for Kendrick. It does not define him.
But that's his biggest song that he's done.
Sure, but it does not define him or who he is. And I wouldn't just give my op and his minions that kind of love on that big ass stage. Like, Kendrick won in every way possible. It's officially over. And I'm glad at the end of the set it said game over, because it is.
And then I also feel like because Drake sued and people said he wasn't going to be able to do the song, I think it was a thing like, nah, I'm going to do what I want to do it the way I want to do it.
But he did not say the word pedophile, though.
The crowd.
Somebody did say, man, he changed it. I heard he changed the setup towards the end and what he practiced and what he did live. Then I also heard somebody turn down his microphone. So I heard it personally, okay, because I had headphones on. But for the people that was on TV, how do y'all think, you know, the volume was?
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying if you're gonna poke your chest out like that, it's got to. Okay, this is the first time I'm agree with Charlamagne on this, because if he was gonna poke his chest out like that, if you're gonna do it. If that's what you're trying to do, if what you're saying is what he was trying to do,
legally he probably couldn't.
I don't think Kendrick was afraid to perform the song at all. All I'm simply saying is, when y'all say Kendrick had to do the song, to me he didn't have to do it. You know why? Because the reality is the message he delivered last night on that stage was bigger than any rap beef.
What message did you get?
I got the message that. I mean, it's a lot of different messages. I mean, the fact that he came out there with all of those black men and all those black men were representing,
it was unity.
You know,
I don't think he's seen the message yet. I think he's just talking from the side of his neck.
The American flag, right? The red, white, and blue. But even the way they were positioned on the stage, it looks like the flag. And to me, it just looks like, yo, we are America.
Yes.
This country was built off the backs of us as black men. And I just love to see when black men, you know, uplift other black men like that. And I would love to see what the Super Bowl performance would have been if he didn't have the Drake of it all on his mind. And even when you talk about the Samuel L. Jackson part, that was just America, the black man in America, Uncle Sam telling Kendrick, man, you got to go out there and play it safe.
Mm-hmm.
But you go out there and show your ass in front of these white people.
Right? You too loud. And you
and
brought your homeboys with you.
That's right. And he went out there and he showed his ass. That's why I wish, man. Oh man, I wish Kendrick would have started it off with Black of the Berry.
See, but
if he would imagine if you would have heard Black of the.
But that's what Samuel Jackson was there for. He was a representation of the Black of the Berry.
Barry as the first song at the Super Bowl. Can you imagine?
You think the message went over Trump's head?
I don't know.
I don't even know if Trump was listening during that time. He might have been taking a bathroom break. But I also would say this. Let's be honest. The reason Kendrick was picked probably for the Super Bowl.
And then if you notice when he was changing sets, he was on a PlayStation controller. So you got the triangle, you got the O, the X, and the square button. So when he was performing, what was it? Even Scrabble Up, or they ain't talking about nothing. He was on the X. He was on the X, and the X, it represented XXX Tentacion. I think I'm saying this name correct. I don't really know about the guy, but I know about the story that Drake tried to steal a beat or something from him, and he allegedly hired some goons to delete him. So I guess Kendrick Lamar used that reference on why he was sitting on top of the X, and then I think he used a piece of whatever song that he was trying to take from him. I think he used a piece of that in the beat. There's some background to that. I don't really know it, but I know of it. So it's like it was more meaning to what people actually know.
Was because of the beef and how big he was last year and how big.
I disagree.
Not Like Us was that big.
You think without Not Like Us in the year that the moments he just had with this situation, he would have still been picked for the Super Bowl?
I don't think
so. With Jay-Z and Rock Nation? Yes.
I don't agree with that.
I don't think so.
With Jay-Z and Rock Nation?
And for the record, he wouldn't have been picked for the Super Bowl without Not Like Us, because that's not his catalog. But they changed the whole game up, man. That's why I don't think people understand how important this Super Bowl was. Normally, you got to be old. Normally, you real old when you hit the Super Bowl and you playing a lot of hits that the world know. He didn't have to do that. He played his current hits. It's like he didn't care about the public. Only thing he cared about was the culture. And that's why it was one of the greatest halftime shows of all time, if you understand the history of hip-hop. So, imagine how we felt watching all them white Super Bowls, like the Disney on Ice Super Bowl and the U2 and all them or the Beatles or the Paul McCartney. It's like, how you think the black people felt? Like we watched it, but we didn't really care about it. So it's not really a big deal. But I'm just explaining why it's a big deal for the culture and for black people.
Kendrick is Kendrick. He's great, but I don't agree that he would have had Super
Not
Bowl
Like
without
Us
Not
catapult him into
Not Like
another
Us.
stratosphere. But let's go to the phone lines.
Bugging. I keep telling y'all, and this is the conversations I keep having about Kendrick. Kendrick was Kendrick before all of this. Now, did he have a year last year that took him to another level?
Yes.
But it's not. I still think he could have did the Super Bowl without Not Like Us.
I don't think so. Anyway, what do y'all think about the Super Bowl performance? Did y'all catch all the meanings? I'm gonna probably do a video later explain all the Easter eggs that he did in the show. But in the meantime, leave your comments down below, and thanks for helping this channel grow. Currently sitting at 220 followers on my way. My goal is to reach 1,000 by April. So I appreciate y'all for coming back out to the channel and showing that support. So with that being said, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget, you got the juice now. And we are out. Boo doo boo boo boo.